Can you imagine that over like 1,000 people lived here?
And therefore, the city is now dying.
Have you ever wondered what life feels like at the edge of civilization, where silence has weight and every shadow feels alive?
There are no people there. It's eerie.
There are towns across the world that time forgot, places so remote, eerie, and unsettling that stepping into them feels like stepping out of reality itself.
There's only a handful of buildings that are still inhabited.
In a way, it's a ghost town.
From a city that burns beneath its streets, to a frozen village where the dead can't rest, here are 10 of the creepiest and most remote towns on Earth. Stay with us until the end, because the final one doesn't just haunt your imagination, it still exists, waiting in the dark. 1. Longyearbyen, Norway, the town where you can't die. Longyearbyen lies just 800 miles from the North Pole, a settlement surrounded by endless white wilderness. Half the year, the sun never rises. The other half, it never sets. The air is so cold that sound carries for miles. You can hear footsteps on snow long before you see a soul. But the strangest part, it's illegal to die here. When scientists discovered that bodies buried in the permafrost never decomposed, perfectly preserved by the ice, the town banned burials completely. Anyone nearing death must be flown to the mainland. Locals joke that death isn't allowed in Longyearbyen, but behind their smiles, they know it's not really a joke. There's something chilling about a place where even the dead are sent away. 2. Centralia, Pennsylvania, the town that's been burning since 1962. In 1962, a coal mine fire beneath Centralia accidentally ignited, and it never went out. The flames traveled through underground tunnels, collapsing streets and filling the air with toxic smoke. The town was evacuated decades ago, but the fire still burns, invisible yet deadly, deep below the earth. Grass doesn't grow right, roads are cracked and steaming. On cold mornings, smoke seeps from the ground like ghosts exhaling. A few residents refuse to leave. They live in half-destroyed homes, surrounded by warning signs and scorched earth. They say the ground hums at night, and sometimes they swear. It sounds like voices. 3. Nagoro, Japan, the village of dolls. High in Japan's Shikoku Mountains sits a village frozen in time. Only a handful of people remain. The rest have been replaced by hundreds of life-size dolls, each one crafted by Tsukimi Ayano, a local woman who began making dolls to replace the villagers who had died or moved away. Now the dolls outnumber humans 10 to 1. They sit in classrooms, on benches, even leaning against walls, forever waiting for someone who will never return. When the wind moves through Nagoro, it rustles clothes, creaks joints, and for a second, the entire village feels alive again. 4. Oymyakon, Russia, the coldest inhabited place on Earth. Welcome to the Pole of Cold, Oymyakon, Siberia. Here, the air burns your lungs, metal sticks to skin, and even vodka can freeze. Cars run all night because restarting them in the morning is impossible. Pens don't work, phones die instantly, and yet people live here. They raise reindeer, go to school, even smile through frozen eyelashes. But travelers say something strange happens after weeks in Oymyakon. You begin to forget what warmth feels like. The stillness seeps into you. The cold stops being outside and starts to live inside you. 5. Pripyat, Ukraine, the city. That time froze. Pripyat was once a model Soviet city, home to the workers of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Then, in 1986, disaster struck. Within hours, the city was abandoned, leaving everything behind: toys, furniture, school books, photographs. Today, trees grow through apartment floors, and wolves prowl empty streets. The famous Ferris wheel still stands, rusted and unmoving, in the ghostly amusement park that never opened. Visitors say the silence there feels alive, like the city itself is holding its breath, waiting for something that will never return. 6. Hashima Island, Japan, the ghost fortress. Just off Japan's coast sits Hashima Island, also known as Battleship Island. Once home to 5,000 coal miners, it was abandoned overnight in the 1970s when the mine shut down. Now concrete towers rise from the sea like skeletal remains, The island is battered by storms, and entry is restricted to certain areas for safety. The rest is too unstable, too dangerous. Waves crash through broken windows. Rust drips down walls like blood. From the air, it looks like a fortress built to keep something in or out. 7. Aokigahara Forest, Japan, the Suicide Forest. At the foot of Mount Fuji lies one of the most infamous forests in the world, Aokigahara. Its dense canopy blocks out nearly all sunlight, and compasses spin uselessly because of magnetic rock formations beneath the soil. Locals call it the place where spirits dwell. For centuries, it's been associated with death, a place where people come to end their lives. The paths are lined with colored ribbons that search teams use to find their way back, or to mark where someone was found. But what's most unsettling isn't the stories. It's the silence, so deep you can hear your heartbeat echo through the trees. 8. Humberstone, Chile, the desert ghost town. In the middle of the world's driest desert stands Humberstone, once a thriving nitrate mining town. The workers came from all over South America, building homes, schools, theaters. Then the industry collapsed, and the desert reclaimed everything. Now rusted swings creak in the wind. Old posters peel from wooden walls, and the air carries whispers. Maybe wind through metal, maybe something else. At night, locals say the temperature drops suddenly, as if the town remembers when people were still alive. 9. Whittier, Alaska, the town inside one building. Whittier is like no other town on Earth. Almost the entire population, about 300 people, lives inside a single 14-story building built during the Cold War. Inside, there's everything: homes, a post office, school, police, even a tunnel leading to the outside world. During storms, the town becomes completely cut off, locked inside its concrete shell. The walls groan under the wind, and when the power flickers, the entire community falls into black silence. Some residents say they've gone weeks without stepping outside, their world reduced to corridors and fluorescent lights. It's efficient, yes, but something about it feels more like a containment zone than a town. 10. Kolmanskop, Namibia, the town swallowed by sand. In the early 1900s, German miners built Kolmanskop in the Namib Desert after discovering diamonds scattered across the dunes. It became a wealthy settlement with ballrooms, schools, and hospitals. Luxury in the middle of nothingness. But when the diamonds ran out, the people left. Now the desert has taken over. Sand pours through broken windows, piles knee-high in living rooms, and swirls down staircases like waves. Every gust of wind rearranges the town's shape, as if the desert is erasing it, grain by grain. It's both beautiful and terrifying, a place where nature doesn't just win, it waits. Each of these towns tells the same story. What happens when humanity leaves, and nature, silence, and memory take over? In every ghostly window and frozen street, there's a question left behind. Are these towns haunted by the people who left, or by the fact that no one's coming back? Maybe what makes these places so unsettling isn't just the emptiness, it's the reflection they offer. They show us what civilization looks like without noise, without light, without us. They remind us that the world doesn't need us to survive. It's always waiting to take back what was borrowed. So maybe the creepiest thing about these towns isn't the ghosts, the silence, or the decay. Maybe it's that they prove a truth we all try to ignore, that one day the world will forget us too.